All right, everyone on Twitch and YouTube, I am back live. I'm going to try to keep this live going as long as I can. It keeps cutting out on me, but if you are watching on YouTube or Twitch right now, Murray County, you are under a tornado warning. This tornado warning is for Murray County. It is radar indicated and it goes until 4:15 p.m. At 3:24 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Elmore City, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. Davis, Wynnewood, Elmore City, Katy, you are impacted by this storm. I'm sitting here, I'm watching this cell as it's developing. It may track a little bit north of Davis, which I'm hoping that it does. But if not, Davis, you are impacted with the warning. Give me one second while I update my Facebook page real quick. Trying to get my notification out there. Okay, sirens are going off in Davis. Repeat, sirens are going off in Davis. I hear them outside right now. If you live in Davis, take immediate tornado precautions. Tornado warning. There is nothing showing that a tornado is on the ground. Sirens are going off in Davis. I can hear them outside my door right now. If you live in Davis, Sulphur, you are also going to be impacted by this storm in the next little bit. The last radar scan doesn't look near as impressive as it did 20 minutes ago, but there, as I said, tornado warning for Murray County. Okay, so zooming in, here is the interest of concern right here. This is going to track partially north of Davis. Wynnewood, take immediate tornado precautions. Davis, I would go ahead, stay in your tornado with your tornado safety plans. Uh, Trying to get things posted. Give me just one moment here. This one. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm trying to get this to post so people can be weather aware, and it's not wanting to work for me. All right. We'll just go with it. Okay. So, latest scan, there is rotation. It does look very broad. It doesn't look very tight. Okay, this is going to cut very, very, very close to Davis. Sorry, I'm multitasking. I'm talking to people as well as talking to you as well. because right now the severe thunderstorm, the main part of the part that's got the rotation is tracking in our direction and could track over Davis here in the next little bit. Not looking as intense as it did 15 minutes ago, but it is still rotating. It is still there. Davis, immediate tornado precautions. Sulphur, immediate tornado precautions. If you live in Joy, Davis, Sulphur, later on Mill Creek, this needs to be watched very closely. Hopefully, my audio is coming through. I have not heard my audio yet, so I'm not quite sure. Still watching the cell that is near Elmore City. Rotation now, or the hook tightening back up again, pulsating up and down. Rotation is still there near Elmore City. If so, it's going to cut very close to Davis. All right, so Davis, 420. At the current speed, it's going to impact Davis about 420, Sulphur about 440. This is radar indicated. There is no indication that the tornado is currently on the ground. This is just radar indicated storm. Hopefully my feed don't cut out again. It did about 15 minutes ago. Okay, they just shut off the sirens in Davis, but they are fixing or at least considering blowing the sirens in Sulphur. So once again, Davis, Sulphur, Hickory, Joy, all the way down to Mill Creek. You need to watch out for this cell. This cell is intense. It is dangerous. The possibility is there for a tornado. Therefore, that's the reason why the tornado warning was issued. The cell is located just east of Elmore City. The most dangerous part of the cell is this back end right here with this tail. This hook right here is what we're watching. Wynnewood, it's going to move south of you. It's going to stay south of you. Davis, this is going to cut close. If anything, it will graze the northern part of Davis here within the next 40 to 50 minutes. Still no indication that anything is on the ground. Storm spotters are watching it, they are monitoring it. Hey, latest radar scan, the hook is tightening up a little bit more. I'm still convinced that it's going to move just north of Davis, that we're going to get the outer edge of it. But if you live in Sulphur, this is going to track directly over Highway 7 towards Sulphur, Highway 177. So if you live around Midway Hill, which is the midpoint in between Sulphur and Davis, if you live there and east towards Sulphur, tornado precautions right now. If you're in the Chickasaw National Recreation Area in the park, I would go ahead and start making plans on finding a safer place to be. The park is definitely not the place to be right now, But if for you folks in Davis that are watching, I would still go ahead and take your tornado precautions just to be on the safe side, just in case that makes a jog further to the south. If so, it will move directly over Davis. Right now, it is not. Still watching rotation. It is still there. Not as tight as it was about 15 minutes ago, but it still does need to be watched. I am still watching it. All right, back with it. Sorry, guys. I do live with other people, and I'm trying to keep them informed of what's going on, as well as getting the alerts out there. Looking at it, the rotation is still not as intense as it was. The rotation is there, and by the way it looks, I'm still saying that it's going to move north of Davis. Unless it jogs further to the south, I don't think it's going to directly impact Davis. Still showing signs of rotation, still not showing anything that is on the ground at this time. Just going over some more information here, making sure uh, storm spotters are on this storm. They are watching it. And I will say now that with nothing else back behind this, once this storm passes through here shortly, this should be it. This is our only major player in southern Oklahoma, and they have just oh, never mind. That is a mesoskill discussion. So they are going to continue tornado watch number 141. The greatest threat for very large hail and tornadoes will be in south central Oklahoma over the next 1 to 2 hours. A trio of supercells is moving southeastward into south central Oklahoma. Their motion should generally keep them along and south of the surface boundary. Very large hail will be the primary concern with these as these cells progress. A tornado threat will also exist given the back surface winds and upper 60-degree dew points. Okay, also there is a tornado warning out also for Cole, Pontotoc, and Hughes County until 4:15 p.m. This storm is located 6 miles southeast of Francis Radar indicated rotation moving southeast at 20 miles an hour as well. Gertie, you are in the location of that tornado warning. Back to the tornado warning here for Murray County. It continues on until 4:15 p.m. Storm was located near Katy, moving southeast at 20. Tennis ball size hail and a tornado is possible. Davis, Wynnewood, Elmore City. I'm not looking for Davis to get directly impacted by this cell. I would not be surprised if they do not extend the tornado warning to include Sulphur. I think this will impact more Sulphur than it will Davis. And that will be for the rotation itself, not the main storm. The main storm is up by Wynnewood all the way up to Pauls Valley. That will impact Hickory and then eventually off into Pontotoc and Johnston counties. This the hook of it will track north of Davis, in between Sulphur and Davis, and then eventually Mill Creek and Hickory. Darty, you're in the clear. This will track north of Darty. It is still radar indicated. There is no indication that a tornado is on the ground. And while we are talking about tornadoes, the National Weather Service did issue a update on the tornado track yesterday that did affect Enid. So they rated Enid's tornado last night as an EF4 and Bremen as an EF1. Now, taking a look at radar, the hail core has increased. This is going to be just west of Wynnewood, in between Wynnewood and Brady. It will be crossing I-35. The largest hail will be crossing I-35 here in just a few minutes. If you are on I-35 northbound in between Wynnewood and Davis, I would actually stay off of I-35 for the next 40 to 50 minutes. I would if if you are on I-35 south of Davis, I would stop at least until this storm comes through, just to be on the safe side. The hail is pretty huge in between Wynnewood and Brady as it crosses I-35 and then eventually over Highway 77. Joy, this is going to kind of skirt south of you. You're still going to get hit with large hail damaging winds, but the tornado threat I do believe will stay south of you. There we go. Davis, I still believe that it's going to stay north of you. The rotation is still there. It does not look as intense as it did 10 minutes ago, but it is still there and it is still going to the southeast. Okay, so the newest radar update, the hook doesn't look as impressive as it did. Kind of looks more linear now. Hey, folks in Darty, this is going to stay north of you. Davis, I would go ahead and stay in your tornado precautions. It still could affect Davis, but in my personal opinion, I think it may graze the northern parts of Davis. Wrong button. Sorry about that, folks. All right. What I'm trying to find is storm here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to start the storm track. Well, if it is moving to this, moving southeast. So I'm trying to get a southeast track here. Give me just a second. Okay. There we go. All right. So Davis, 4:28 p.m. Jollyville, 4:33. So Jollyville is located down here by Smokin' Joe's Barbecue if you're from the Davis area. Chickasaw National Recreation Area, 4:51 p.m. Sulphur, 4:51 p.m. So this is showing that it will track directly over Davis. So if you are in Davis, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Center most part of the house away from glass, away from windows, bathroom, interior somewhere that is near the center part of the house. Basement, storm cellar is preferred in times like this. There's no indication that a tornado is on the ground, but go ahead and take your tornado precautions just to be on the safe side. New update here still showing 4:28, so still about an hour before it impacts Davis. Sulphur, you like about almost an hour, close to it. If anything, this will hit the southern part of Sulphur, but it's going to go directly over Davis given its current path. Zoom out here a little bit if I can, and it won't let me with the storm track. Let me close out the storm track real quick. All right, so there's the storm that is in question as far as the rotation and that has caused the tornado warning. Not looking as impressive as it has, but it still does need to be watched because it is still going into an environment that is very conductive for tornadoes today. Still watching this cell up north in Pontotoc County. That is tornado warned as well. Still radar indicated, goes until 4:15 p.m. So about 25 more minutes for that tornado warning before it expires or before they extend it, whatever the National Weather Service is going to do. That was southeast of Francis, moving southeast at 20. It was radar indicated, just like this cell back to the west over Garvin and Murray counties. Mesoscale discussion did come out just a few minutes ago as well, talking about that tornado threat is still there for the next 1 to 2 hours. Once these storms pass our area, we will be clear for tonight. With that said, we have another round tomorrow and Sunday. Sunday is the day that I'm watching for the possibility of more tornadoes. All right. Still watching this cell near the Katy and Wynnewood area. Still no indications that a tornado is on the ground, but if you are in Davis, you do need to stay in your tornado precautions. If you live in Davis, I would go ahead and stay in your tornado precautions. Sulfur, tornado precaution. No tornado warning for sulfur at this time, but the sulfur, I'm pretty sure a warning will be issued here shortly. Hopefully, it will be a severe thunderstorm warning. Hopefully, they will downgrade it. But right now, Davis, you are under a tornado warning. This will stretch all the way until or to the Chickasaw National Recreation Area, Sulphur, Darty. It's going to stay north of you. Darty, you are in the clear. But if you live in Davis, tornado precautions immediately. The hook is trying to reform. It is trying to get its act together. Checking rotation right now. The rotation is there. It's a little bit broad. It's not real tight. Not real tight rotation, but it is there. Rotation is, now, let me mark it and I can show you exactly where the rotation is at. All right. So this is the area of rotation right here. That is the area of rotation. That will be tracking over Davis here within the next, it'll be, it will be tracking over Davis here within the next 20, 30 minutes, give or take. Now, give me just a second, everyone. I got to send a message out real quick. Give me one moment. I'm still watching the storm. I'm still watching. I got to send a link to somebody real quick. Give me one moment. Tell her I'm sending it right now. Sorry, I am trying to do two different things at once here. Bear with me for just one moment. All right. So, big area of like brighter colors. That is indication of very, very large hail. This the large hail will track over north of Davis within the next 20 to 30 minutes. It'll move north of Davis. Now the rotation part right here, the part that is being watched the most, that is going to track over Davis as well. The hook is starting to re-intensify. Rotation not looking as strong. So here, this is the good part right here. The rotation is not looking as strong as it did in the last radar scan. So it could be in the phase of regenerating, rebuilding, but the rotation is broadening out. The rotation's broadening out. The hook is still there. This part just right here southwest of Wynnewood, that is very large hail. That is golf ball to tennis ball size hail that is falling. People on I-35, you probably just experienced some very large hail in between Wynnewood and Davis. Now that that hail swath has crossed I-35, now here comes the worst end of it with the hook, the rotation, and the winds. So if you're on I-35 right now going south of Wynnewood, be advised, no tornado on the ground, no indications of a tornado on the ground, but the rotation is there. It is broad rotation. The hook is trying to redevelop and it is trying to get stronger. Looking back at the storm in Pontotoc County, that is looking like more of a linear type thunderstorm than it or severe thunderstorm than it is an actual possible tornado. The only supercell that I see that could cause issues for the next little bit is the storm over Garvin and Murray counties. That one is by itself, even though it's the storm northeast of it is trying to backbuild into that storm. If that happens, it will cut off the energy from the storm that is over Murray and Garvin County. If it does so, the tornado threat goes down, the stronger winds become the main concern along with large hail. All right, so if you're just tuning in, let me know where you're watching from. That way I can keep a better eye on your location and let you know an exact time of when these storms are going to impact your area. Newest radar scan just coming in. Uh, Hook doesn't look as intense as it did. It is still there. This is the area that would be the most concern right here that I just highlighted. That that is moving off to the southeast towards Davis. Now, I still think that this may stay north of Davis. I don't think that it will actually, like I said, I do believe that this storm will still stay north of Davis as far as the rotation is concerned. I don't think it will cross directly over Davis, but if you live in Darty, you're in the clear. It's going to stay north of you. Sulphur, Davis, Chickasaw National Recreation Area, Hickory, I would go ahead and keep your tornado precautions going at least for the next 40 to 50 minutes. It keeps pulsing up and down. Okay, so here is the area of concern. Here's the city of Davis right here. So, Davis, you are right here. Rotation is right here. It is moving and it may actually cross over Davis. Still radar indicated. We do have another 12 minutes before this warning expires. 2.5-inch diameter size hail, large hail with it, with that storm. And as you can see, it looked like it took a jog to the north or to the east rather. So here is the new hook to it. The old hook was right here. The new one is now right here. Get a storm track on it going southeast. It's moving at about 18 miles an hour. And now the storm track has it moving a little bit east of Davis. Sulphur, I would still go ahead and have a plan ready where you're going to go because this could still move over you. Same thing for the Chickasaw National Recreation Area. If you are in the park, I would be considering right now where to go until this storm passes over. Because even if you don't get the tornadic part of the storm, you are still going to have 60-mile-per-hour winds and very large hail to go along with this. So I would definitely keep a sulfur. I'd definitely keep a lookout for that. All right. So if you live in Davis, definitely keep a watch on this storm. Sulfur, definitely need to watch the storm because this will be moving over you here within the next 40 minutes. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once here. Bear with me for just a moment. All right. Sorry about that, yo. I'm, like I said, multitasking, trying to do two things at once here. Also keeping an eye on this storm. All right. So, Davis, I do believe you're still going to be in the clear. There is a back end that is trying to develop, like it's back building further to the southwest. The hook is still there, it is still present. Let me go ahead and update the track here real quick. Moving southeast. That's actually east southeast, sorry. And I just updated again, so let me update it, re-update it again. Zoom out here where I can get a better look. There we go. I don't want to go that far out. So I want to be able to get towns updated. There we go. All right. Sulfur, 441, well, 440 give or take, and it's still showing east southeast, as even though it's southeast. Chickasaw National Recreation Area around the same time as well. Need to watch out for this cell very closely. Davis, you are going to be impacted by some rain, not the tornadic part of the storm. Let me go ahead and check velocity real quick. Rotations there, but it's very broad. Not really showing anything that could be on the ground at this time, even though, okay, and there it is. I knew it would be issued. All right, so a new tornado warning for Murray County. This is going to include Sulphur and Davis again. Well, Davis again, and there, if you can hear the alerts are now going off. 5 p.m. new tornado warning. This is for Davis again and Sulphur. Lake of the Arbuckles, you are included in this storm as well. Radar indicated this is not on anything on the ground, but it does have Gulf Bowl size hail and very strong winds. So, at 4:08 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Davis, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. If you live in Davis, Sulphur, if you're in the Chickasaw National Recreation Area, Lake of the Arbuckles, take cover now. There is no indication that a tornado is on the ground, but it continues to recycle and regenerate every radar scan. Mill Creek, I'm giving you the heads up now. If you live in between Sulphur and Mill Creek, if you live, okay, from Highway 7, I call it the Mill Creek Y, the road that goes from Sulphur to Mill Creek to Ada. If you live there, all the way down Highway 77 south to Mill Creek, take immediate tornado precautions. Tornado warning is in effect. Mill Creek, you're not in the tornado warning yet, but if this storm continues on like it's doing, you will be in that warning. Hickory, you are not in the tornado warning, but go ahead and take tornado precautions just to be on the safe side. If you live from Davis to Sulphur, go ahead and take immediate tornado precautions now. You are in the tornado warning. There's no indication that it is on the ground, but the National Weather Service has enough proof, excuse me, to issue a or to reissue the tornado warning for that area. Give me one moment and I will be right back. All right, I am back. I'm sorry about that. I had to take a quick call real quick. Hey, sirens are going off in Davis. I'm pretty sure the sirens are going off in. I'm pretty sure tornado sirens are going off in Sulphur right now as well. Okay, so people are posting pictures on Facebook of a lowering that is northwest of Davis. That was 20 minutes ago. All right. Once again, if you live in Sulphur, you need to go ahead and take tornado precautions. The hook is north of Davis currently. If you are living in Davis right now, you could probably look to the north and see the rotation. If you're on Midway Hill all the way to Sulphur, take immediate tornado precautions. The hook is located just north of Highway 7 in between Sulphur and Davis. This is now making a play towards Sulphur. Sulphur, Chickasaw National Recreation Area. Take immediate tornado precautions. Sirens still going off in Davis. Sirens are going off in Sulphur. Darty, you are in the clear. Hickory, as of now, you're in the clear, but I would not let your guard down. Anywhere along from Highway 7, 177 Junction south, take immediate tornado precautions. Sulphur, Mill Creek, Nebo, Drake, immediate tornado precautions. The rotating part of the storm, rather, will be moving towards Sulphur here within the next 20, 30 minutes. If you know anybody who is visiting the Chickasaw Nation Cultural Center, let them know. Tornado is on its way. Artesian Hotel and Casino. If you know people there, let them know. Tornado is possible. There is a tornado warning. They need to find shelter. If you have or know anybody that's camping in the park right now, let them know. This is a very dangerous situation. No tornado is being reported on the ground at this time, but radar is indicating strong enough rotation that has prompted a tornado warning. Looking at it, the rotation is still not as tight as it was an hour ago, even 30 minutes ago. It is broad rotation, but it is still there. And with today's conditions and the way that storms have been up and down today, today's not the day to let your guard down. Excuse me. Davis, as far as the tornado warning is concerned, Davis, you are in the clear. This is going to stay east of you. Now, back further to the west, there is some development that is trying to backbuild to the west over I 35 right now. That could track over Davis here shortly, but it is not severe nor is it tornadic. There is a new cell that is now trying to go up north of Velma that will be pushing east and southeast towards the Murray County area and Carter County area as time goes on. But right now, Davis, you're in the clear. Sulphur, immediate tornado precautions from I-77. Wow. From Highway 77, Highway 7 south. Nebo, Drake, Sulphur, eventually Mill Creek. You need to watch this cell very carefully. The hook is still there. In fact, it looks stronger now than it did in the last radar scan. Well, got the front door open right now listening to the thunder. Sirens have stopped in Davis. Still continuing with the tornado warning for Murray County, for the town of Sulphur. Zooming in a little bit, here is the hook. This is the most dangerous part of the cell. It will track directly over the entire town of Sulphur. Sorry, I had to get a quick drink real quick. All right, so once again, sulfur, immediate tornado precautions. All right, still continuing to watch this cell. It is northwest of Sulphur at this time. Latest radar scan still shows the hook is moving directly towards Sulphur. And I just got a text from one of my friends who watches the stream and I keep updated with the weather. She just sent me a picture of the wall cloud that is near Sulphur. Wow, that is impressive. I wish there was a way I could get this on stream right now because this is pretty impressive right now, let me tell you. All right, new radar update. Core of large hail, golf ball or larger, is heading towards Sulphur, right mixed in with the hook. There is still rotation. There is a wall cloud associated with this storm and still continues with rotation right here. And it looks like it may be trying to get tighter. So if I was in Sulphur right now, I would be in a tornado shelter taking cover. While there is no indication of a tornado on the ground, the rotation is definitely there. It is trying to tighten up some right here. So if you're in Sulphur, definitely underground shelter somewhere safe that is away from windows and flying objects. Looking back at radar here, the hook doesn't look as impressive as the last cell or scan rather. The hail swath has kind of spread out a little bit as well. There's three pockets of large hail that is moving toward Highway 177 and Highway 7. Still need to watch it. I don't think the park is going to be affected by this as it was showing earlier. There's still the possibility that it will move through the park, or at least the northern parts of the park. Trying to zoom in here and it wants to zoom out on me. Wow. Got to work with it sometimes. Sorry. Here we go. All right. So here's the hook. Does not look impressive like it did 20 minutes ago, even two scans ago. It don't look impressive. But nevertheless, if you do live in Sulphur, you still need to take tornado precautions. Davis, you're in the clear. I don't see anything that is going to affect Davis here within the next 45, 50 minutes. Now, I am watching this cell that's just started developing west of Tatum's and Ratliff City. That could try to move into Carter and Murray County here shortly. But right now, the major player is the storm over Murray County right now. Now, there are other cells going on. There are other storms. Huge, huge supercell stretching from McAllister all the way down towards Stonewall. That is moving off to the southeast as well. And then over near Clayton and Wilburton, got more cells and more thunderstorms over that way that are not severe. Right now, there is only one active tornado warning, and that's for right here in Murray County. That is heading towards Sulphur. So once again, Sulphur, if you're out in the open, I would go ahead and take immediate tornado precautions. So, Mill Creek, immediate tornado precautions. Newest scan just come in. It doesn't look as strong as it did. The hook is weakening slightly. Does that mean that it's going to completely go away? No. We're still in an environment where it can regenerate and recycle, especially into I'm sorry, the further southeast it goes, the bigger the chance, excuse me, to regenerate more. That storm we're watching very closely at the moment. Like I said, there is a storm that is trying to build northwest of Tatum's Ratliff City. Another cell that is building, and it's just a little rain shower right now, that is in the southern part of Garvin County, that is barely even anything right now. So, right now, at least in the Murray County area, there's only two cells that I'm watching. Murray County, the tornado warning for Sulphur, and then back towards Tatum's and Ratliff City. Other than that, there's nothing else going on. There's not really, unless you're in the Sulphur to Mill Creek area, there's nothing to really worry about as far as Davis to the west. If you live from Davis east, that is the biggest area of concern. We're still continuing with the tornado warning. That tornado warning goes for another 32 minutes. Okay, and we just got word that sirens are not going off in Sulphur, but sirens did go off in Davis. And the storm is now moving east southeast. According to other meteorologists on news channels, is moving east southeast. I do believe the National Weather Service had it moving southeast. Or actually, it was showing that it was moving east. Okay, so this is now where I have a problem. So I'm getting word from meteorologists and other things that sirens are not going off in Sulphur. Here's where I have the issue. It is April, late April at that. Sulphur is home to one of the major parks, in my opinion, in Oklahoma, the Chickasaw National Recreation Area. And emergency management directors are not sounding the sirens. That is foolish on their part. If I was in Sulphur and I was a part of emergency management, sirens would be going off to warn citizens that are in the park that there is impending danger from a possible tornado. Shame on you, emergency management directors and storm spotters, for not allowing the sirens to go off. I get it, it's 2026. We have phones, we have internet, we have everything. But sometimes, especially when you're out in the open and you're doing parties or just enjoying the sun with no internet, no phones around, and there are dangerous storms around, you need that extra protection for warnings. Sirens went off in Davis with no problem as soon as a tornado warning was issued. Sulphur, you refused to blow the sirens, and there is a active tornado warning over your town. Shame on you for all of the emergency management, so-called police, EMS, fire, you name it, for not sounding in sirens. That is on you. My rant is over. I apologize. Actually, no, I don't. That is a safety measure, especially for people that are out and about, who are in the park, who are visiting your town on vacation or just out having fun. With that said, tornado warning remains in effect for Murray County, for Sulphur. The rotation is still there. The hook is still there. It is still present. The rotation still, it's there. Not as tight as it has been, but it is getting tighter. The hook, not as well pronounced either. And still watching this cell as it tries to get going near Tatum's and north of Ratliff City. Okay, taking a better look at the rotation, or at least the hook. Here's Sulphur directly over you, right in Sulphur right now. The hook is trying to tighten up a little bit too. Rotation right here, not as intense, but it's still there. It's still present. Still nothing showing that it's on the ground. There's been indications of the wall cloud. I've had viewers send in pictures of the wall cloud to me. It is there. Rotation. All right, so now I have confirmation. The city of Sulphur did, in fact, blow their sirens. So that was bad reporting by News 9 and by David Payne. Oh, wow. Okay, Reed Timmer and his Dominator being seen in Davis, right along with the wall cloud. Okay, so that I wish I could show this. I might try to share this to my Facebook page. If you're on Facebook and you see it, let me know that I directed you there, or just let me know where you're from. Also, while you're listening to the stream, where you watching from? Where you listening from? And I can try to pinpoint your location and let you know what the weather's looking like for your neck of the woods. All right, once again, the storm kind of jogged north of Sulphur a little bit. So this is now going to move north of Sulphur, kind of hit the east side of Sulphur. So the area of interest, if I can get my computer to work for me. Here we go. So if you live on Highway 7 East out by the School of the Deaf and further out, excuse me, I would be watching this cell very closely as the rotation is moving your way. Artesian Hotel and Casino, you're catching some heavy rain and probably some good wind gusts right now, but that is going to move kind of east of you. For the most part, Sulphur and Davis, you are clear except for the east part of Sulphur. Okay, the rotation's still there, the hook is still there, still not looking as impressive as it did. I'm getting news reports right now that storm chasers are being seen in Murray County through Sulphur and Davis, and that they have now considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Emergency management reported tennis ball sized hail northwest of Sulphur. So this is going to include Johnston, Pontotoc, and Murray County. At 4:34 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Hickory, moving east at 25. Emergency management reported tennis ball sized hail northwest of Sulphur. 60-mile-per-hour winds also going along with that. If you live in Hickory, Connerville, Skolin, Pontotoc, and Jesse, you are located in this warning. Mill Creek, it is going to move north of you. If you live in between Skolin and Mill Creek on Highway 1 and Highway 7 near Windrock Farms, Hickory, need to watch out for this storm. This storm is moving east at 20 miles an hour. Rotation is still there, but it is not strong enough to prompt a new severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado warning does remain in effect for another 23 minutes for Murray County, but I'm sure here in the next few minutes, the Storm Prediction Center or the National Weather Service will go ahead and drop the tornado warning, and this will move out of the county into Johnston County and Pontotoc County. Still trying to watch this sail out west. It's trying to bubble up. It's trying to get going, but it's not getting the chance to. It's going up and then it goes down. There's another sail that is north of Gene Autry that's trying to go up. I'm going to keep watching on that. And then the massive sails out to the east, Stonewall, Tupelo up to McAllister, near Hartshorn, Wilburton, and then over towards Poto, and then the Arkansas Oklahoma border. Tornado watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. tonight. Yeah, start talking to other people in my home. Yeah, so was News 9 and pretty much every other news channel. All right, still continue with the tornado warning for Murray County for another 21 minutes. That cell is weakening, the rotation not looking as intense, neither is the hook. I see that warning to be dropped here within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Continuing with the severe thunderstorm warning for far eastern Murray County, Pontotoc County, and Johnston County. That is for that cell that's just exiting Murray County. And we still continue with the storm that's trying to get going out toward Ratliff City and Tatum's. It builds up and then it goes back down, and it's just having a hard time getting its act together. So as that moves on, we'll have to wait and see as it moves east if unstable enough for that to get stronger. If not, that will be it for the evening. And then we rebound and we get set for round whatever it is tomorrow and Sunday, with Sunday looking like the worst. But as of right now, the silver sulfur hook is not present no more on radar. Uh, to me, it's not looking as impressive either in the last few scans. So we're going to continue to monitor. We're still going to watch it. The storm is moving out of Murray County, out of our area. We're going to continue watching the cell out west and see if it can get its act together. If it does, I'm going to stay on for another 19 minutes until this tornado warning is dropped. The newest scan just come in. We have a cell rather south of Darty that's trying to get going, and we still continue with the little storm that is trying out towards Tatum's and northeast or northwest of Ratliff City. So we'll have to wait and see if that gets its act together. We'll have to wait and see if those get going and moving into the Murray County area. As of right now, not looking impressive. There's nothing that's catching my eye that's saying seek shelter immediately. There's nothing showing very large hail, even though emergency management did see golf ball size hail or radar indicated I think it was what, softball size hail? Tennis ball? It was tennis ball size hail. Other than that, that's the only thing we've got going on right now. Like I said, I'm going to keep watching it. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down because it's not looking as intense as it was when it was in Murray County. It's moving off into Johnston. And in fact, they just dropped the tornado warning. So the tornado warning has been dropped for Murray County. Sulphur, Davis, Darty, Joy, you are in the clear. You can come out of hiding, out of your storm shelters, go back to your daily lives. Everything in Murray County is good. Still watching the cell trying to develop out towards Tatum's. I will keep a watch on that as the evening goes on. If I feel the need to come back to a live, I will do so. But for now, the, s- the main storm is moving off into Johnston and Pontotoc County. So, and that's going to be far southern Pontotoc and far northern Johnston. So right now, everything looks good. Everything is clear. I'm going to go ahead and end the live. And if things warrant for me to come back, I will be back with more severe weather coverage. If not, tune in later tonight because I will be streaming 7 Days to Die. I will be going back to my gaming channel and be broadcasting 7 Days to Die. And I hope you tune in and get ready for some zombie hunting and craft building and world building. So for now, this is Big Nate with Triple Threat Syndicate, and Big Nate Gaming.